So this time around, let's deal with another blind spot and helping to refine what FI is and is not. So here's an example from World Socionics Society. Jack doing a recent follow-up interview with M, where he was trying to kind of suss out whether she was an ILE or a IEE, which both would have extroverted intuition at the top. M here demonstrated plenty of extroverted intuition. So this became the question. So here we go. Let's do a little bit of a teaching example here.
Creative functions. That's the other way we can look at this. So I guess there was some question over, were you showing a blind spot in terms of introverted ethics or introverted logic? And I guess there's a question there in terms of, well, who is someone who you really like and someone who you really dislike? You don't have to mention the name, but could you say think of someone who you like and dislike, and then say why for each?
So, oh boy. So what I want you to notice here, if you saw the interview and if you haven't seen the interview, I encourage you to do it. And I will show you compare and contrast in a moment anyway. So here's this question. Show me somebody you like. Why? Okay. It's a person. You like them. Why do you like them? What is it about them? Notice she went from talking about all kinds of things rather comfortably bouncing around ideas to now look how awkward and weird she gets.
Okay. Oh.
Look at the struggle. What is she trying to answer a physics question?
I mean, there have been people who have been like, really bad to my friends, and I just don't want to be like around them. Like, I guess people who no, I wouldn't say I don't like them, but people who
look at the struggle,
just really have no awareness of like their social surroundings. It's kind of raining for me because I'm always thinking.
And notice that the question was, tell me someone that you like or that you don't like. Give me a name, give me a person, picture that person in your head. That was the question. For some people, they could go, I hate Paul. Or they could say, I love Johnny Depp. I love the guy. I love what he's about. Think of that guy. I love him. You know what I love about him? Blah, 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 blah. Right? They could have done that. In this case, look how she's struggling. Now she's not really answering the question. She's giving this vague generality of like, well, I don't dislike some people that do. Weird, right? All of a sudden.
I'm thinking of, oh my God, they're doing the exact wrong thing in this moment. And, ow, I just know. But
she looks stuck, like she's doing a calculus problem that she can't figure out.
I feel for them because I know, they just don't like. The other day there was this Wiccan at a table with Christians, and they were like completely going on about the cursing people, and I could feel the uncomfortableness of the Christians, and it was
Notice the question was, give me someone you like or dislike. Give me somebody like a person. She's yet to do that. She's been fumbling around for a minute or two, and now she's talking about a group or a situation, and it's making other people uncomfortable, but you're not answering the question. She is struggling, literally touching her head, looks like she's really trying to think about it. She probably would have been more comfortable if you tried to get her to explain to you string theory. She probably would have been a lot more excited and comfortable to answer that rather than to ask, who do you like?
Funny, and I was in pain. I was hoping that it would end, that my suffering would end, and it did, thank God. But there was that, and then
just can't answer.
There was this person who was sexually harassing one of my friends. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you didn't like the behavior, but not really the person much. Look at her struggling still. Look at her.
I mean, like in what way? Like admire?
Wait, I don't get it. Wait, like, what do you mean? See, and Jack is of course smiling because he can totally relate to that. He's just looking. I was like, yeah, I know. I'm the same way, totally struggling, right? Now, I want you to compare that struggle that she had to this moment.
Greatly appreciated.
Well, thank you.
What else do we have here? Do you enjoy taxonomies in biology, studying the family tree branching out over time?
Oh, yes.
Look at her light up.
I love phylogeny.
Ooh, I love that.
Poster over here.
Woo!
It's like the tree of life.
She looks like a kid at Christmas with presents.
I love phylogeny.
I love it.
The different ways in which like protostomes versus deuterostomes and
oh my, tell me more.
Differences, like how people primates might not be
look how expressive all of a sudden.
Different in morphology.
Look at all that energy.
But in fact, they are very similar to rats. Rodents, rodentia, and primates are very close to each other because the earliest primates looked essentially like rodents. So there's a ton of really interesting.
Keep going, girl. You're on a roll.
I love phylogeny. I think it's cool.
There's the flying lemurs, sort of like the first to sort of break away from the rest of the Glires. And from them came.
Well, even Jack's jumping in too, because he's an ILE also.
What I really like saying, I actually had this sort of when we were during lockdown, I put together a quiz where I present two animals and then a third animal. And I asked them to tell me which of the two animals is that third animal more closely related to, and I made it as difficult as possible. I had Tenrecs.
She loves
it. I had hedgehogs.
She's disappointed she wasn't there.
To make it especially. I put a kangaroo. No, there was a kangaroo. No, I put a human being. I put what did I do? Yes, I put a hedgehog, and then I had a human being on one side and a tenrec on the other. And the hedgehog is more closely to the human being than the tenrec, even though the tenrec looks almost exactly like the hedgehog.
Yeah.
But yes, I always want to get chickens so that I can take my nephews to the garden and say, "You want to take a look at the dinosaurs?" Dinosaurs! Yes. Two chickens.
Look at how the ILEs are just—they're loving it.
That we are still fish.
Yeah, dude. I have a book. It's called
Your Inner Fish. I have that book too, by the way.
It's called Your Inner Fish, and I had to read it for my AP Bio class. And that book, 100% recommend. It's a really, really good book. It was written by an anthropologist, archaeologist, who was essentially using like different animal skeletons in order to teach med students stuff. And it's really funny. It's really entertaining. I definitely recommend Your Inner Fish by Neil Shubin or whatever. Yeah, that was really
look how verbal.
If I were to answer this question as well, I find the taxonomies of zoology utterly beautiful, and I love delving into it. Sometimes they're still trying to figure it out. Like, what was that?
No, I was trying to figure out which direction I was pointing to. Yes.
Yes. But, sometimes they're still trying to figure out whether there's like a collection of moles and hedgehogs, and what is their family, and haven't quite figured it out yet. Or I think they have now, but they've changed it. Okay, another question.
Okay, so here's the learning point. What is FI and what is it not? Okay, just because somebody says I love something, I'm excited about a particular thing, I really enjoy something, that's not FI. It's what are you enjoying exactly? In this case, I asked about taxonomies in biology, and she lit up. She was excited. I love that, she said. Right? I love it. She's using the words, I love it. Okay. But what is it that you're loving? You're loving a taxonomy. You're loving science. You're literally loving something that is a scientific concept, a structured one at that. Phylogeny trees and so on that she's going on about. It's very structured. It is almost algorithm like version in biology. A lot of structure. It's very when you look at it, it's very busy kind of thing. Sounds like something a TI individual would really like, right? All that structure to it. And then any making the connections to things. Okay. But she's loving a scientific concept, is what she loves. Compare that to earlier when asked, whom do you like? Tell me someone you love, a person, a human being that you feel some kind of emotional connection to, that you relate to them in some kind of emotional way. She was stuck. She was just like, oh God, I don't and then giving all kinds of weird, not quite the right answer stuff, as if you had given her some complicated physics problem to try to solve on the spot, right? So in regards to people, who do you like? Who do you dislike? How do you feel about it and why? She was stuck. Didn't know what to do. Taxonomies, very sciencey stuff. She lit up. Super excited, right? So FI, people, it's about people most of the time. Yes, you can kind of refer sometimes to certain things that you love, that you just kind of love it for whatever reason. But predominantly what we're looking for is people. How do you feel towards people? Do you have strong feelings towards a certain kind of person or not, or feelings against a kind of person? Sometimes some people can articulate it quite well why they like someone and why they don't like someone. Okay. Your higher FI users, valuers, I should say, don't always articulate it very well because they don't have the strong logical abilities of TE and TI to sort of logically make sense of why you should or should not like someone. They're not so good on that. They're just emotionally, I just like that person, not so great. But people who do value FI but have a lot of TE, so maybe someone like an ENTJ or an LIE, they probably can articulate why they don't like someone or why they do like someone. They've reached that place of, I do like this person, I don't, and I have strong enough logical abilities to explain why I like them and express it to people clearly. Okay. So anyway, that's FI. That's what FI, or in this case, what FI Polr looks like. So this would apply to your ILEs and your SLEs, your ESTPs as well. Okay. So again, another little learning point there. As always, comment, subscribe. Let me know, does this resonate with you? Are you one of these types that you don't get FI stuff either? Or maybe you're the other way around. You're somebody who really gets FI well. That part comes easy. Explaining yourself about why you like it, though, maybe doesn't come so easy, right? Are you also maybe the reverse of this? Somebody who the people you like and care about, but if you had to do phylogeny tree, taxonomies, and biology, your eyes would roll over and you're just like, oh my God, I don't get it. How would you approach it? So again, like, comment, subscribe, as I said. And if interested in typing or you'd like a second opinion or something like that, feel free to hit me up. I'll try to put my contact information on there. Okay. Until the next one.